Mahatma Gandhi said that the greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. And it's true that the way we treat animals is a reflection of our community's wellness. When we treat animals, specifically companion animals, compassionately, with integrity, and consistently, the entire community benefits. The field of animal services has come a long way from our grandparents' dog pounds. After a mandated stray hold, if not reclaimed by an owner or adopted out, pets were routinely killed each week. In some communities in our nation, this is still the case. While modified a little bit, it's still happening. This is Fritz. He's the one in the middle. He and I look equally thrilled to be posing in our Halloween costumes. My father was a police officer outside of Chicago, and on one cold winter evening, a person came up to his squad car with a box that he'd found in a field. And inside of the box was a very small, scared puppy with a torn ear. My dad took him to a veterinarian and reported him as found. After about a week or so, the vet called my dad with an update. Well, the rest of the story is part of our family history. Fritz was a great family dog, and I think about him all the time. He completed our family. I remember his protective and gentle love, and I still have his collar and tags all these years later. I didn't know then what I know now. Fast forward 40 years to my first day as the director of a municipal animal shelter. You see, I didn't come from the animal services field. I had been in the parks and recreation profession for 25 years. On this first day, the kennel manager brought me what they called the PTS list, the put to sleep list. Put to sleep being a euphemism for euthanasia. I looked at the list and I asked some questions. He wanted me to sign this list, authorizing staff to end the lives of the pets on the list that day. I said, not yet. I wanted to see each animal and learn more about why they were on this list. After visiting with each animal, asking more questions, looking at notes, I came back to the kennel manager. Euthanasia is the act of killing or permitting the death of hopelessly sick or injured individuals for reasons of mercy. I approved very few on that list that day. I asked the staff a question. If death was not an option, what could they do for the pets that I pulled off that list? The older pets, the pets in need of basic care, the blocky-headed larger dogs, and the scared cats and dogs. They came back to me with life-saving solutions for those pets, and they continue to do so moving forward with insistence from me. You see, it wasn't their fault. They'd been trained to believe that they were doing the right thing, that by ending the lives of healthy, treatable, or rehabilitatable pets was euthanasia. It had been institutionalized. According to a study by 24 Pet Watch, pets are surrendered to shelters for lots of different reasons, but most of those reasons are not related to the pet. Some of the reasons are people believe they can't afford the vet care. People are moving and they can't take their pets with them. People are dealing with health issues and they're worried they can't care for their pets. People are experiencing housing challenges. Discriminatory housing practices are prevalent for pets and people in our nation. Pets in animal shelters aren't broken or damaged. They're often surrendered to shelters because of the challenges their people are facing. Most people don't want to give up a beloved pet. So not only are they dealing with real human challenges, but they may have to say goodbye to one of the best things in their life. It's not right. Pets contribute to our wellness in so many ways. According to studies by the National Institutes of Mental Health, pets contribute to our overall mental and physical well-being. Pets connect us socially. Pets help us overcome isolation, loneliness, anxiety, and depression. The presence of pets lowers our cortisol and blood pressure, which are directly related to stress and anxiety. And pets contribute to our economy in a meaningful way. Before I came into the field of animal services, I learned a lot about how other public agencies operated. Fire departments, health departments, libraries, and schools. And I wondered why animal services weren't managed like those agencies. I mean, what if fire departments across the country all had different ways of putting out a fire? Some used water, some chemicals, some threw sand, some chucked giant blankets on the flames, and some dirt. This has been the approach in the animal services field. Different cities and counties using wildly different methods of taking in and taking care of pets. Fire departments, health departments, libraries, and schools all have proven practices and high standards that they manage to. So why not animal services? Creating a compassionate, integrous, and consistent discipline would not only help thousands of our pets, but would also positively impact the health and well-being of communities across the country. It would also address the haphazard ways that communities deal with companion animals, often based upon the personalities of the staff, the politics of the elected officials, or the past, the status quo. This is the way we've always done it. And not only would it create consistency for the way we treat companion animals, but it would create equity for how their people are treated across all socioeconomic strata. A recent study highlighted social inequities and the status of pets in shelters in those communities. The study showed that the country's most socially vulnerable counties, in terms of things like poverty, access to public transportation, levels of food insecurity, also showed where the majority of dogs and cats were losing their lives. Why is this? Do people experiencing challenges in their life love their pets any less than others? No. Pets complete all families. So if animal services was an actual discipline, it would directly impact the health and well-being of pets, people, and the entire community. Instead of begging for resources and municipal budgets, animal services would have a place at the table with fire departments, health departments, and libraries and schools. One important way that we are addressing this is with Best Friends Animal Society and Southern Utah University in the creation of the nation's first Contemporary Animal Services Institute. The Institute will serve as a center for animal services certifications, executive leadership for top-level decision makers, mid-level certificates for management leadership, shelter medicine leadership, dog life-saving, cat life-saving, and animal control leadership, and more. And research focused on evolving the field to one of life-saving first, keeping pets with their families, finding new homes, or transferring to appropriate rescues. And the advisory board members of the Institute will teach the courses and the nation's first associate's and bachelor's degrees in contemporary animal services. You know, when we ask a child or a teen who loves animals what they want to be when they grow up, they almost always answer with a veterinarian. They don't know that there is another field that they can become leaders in and be part of a noble profession. But we're working to change that by elevating the profession to a discipline and enlisting everyone's support in creating a kinder world for pets and people. So how can you be part of the solution of recognizing that companion animals are not a municipal problem? They're not snow, leaves, or trash that need to disappear behind a closed door or a closed gate, but they're valued family members that contribute to our individual and our community wellness. Well, you can insist on language accuracy. Prematurely ending the life of a healthy, treatable, or rehabilitatable pet and calling it euthanasia is not accurate. You can get involved in your local municipal shelter or the nonprofits that support them and utilize your talents in the life-saving efforts. You can learn more about what actually happens in your animal services organization. Ask for full transparency. How many pets were brought in last year? How many were adopted out? And how many lost their lives and for what reason? Just like other agencies are held to certain standards, your animal service organization should share what actually happens. No secret rooms, no euphemisms. Remember that the way we treat companion animals has everything to do with our community wellness. And just like Fritz completed our family, compassionate, integrous, and consistent treatment of companion animals completes a healthy community. Thank you.